Good morning, Primary 6. How are you today? Today, we will start our lesson about area of the circle. Okay? Before starting our lesson, I want you to remember something which called the circumference of a circle. What is the meaning of a circumference? It means all the distance around the circle, or the distance around the circle. So it means the perimeter of a circle. But we don't use the word perimeter because the circle has no sides. If I have a curved shape, so I'll use the word circumference. So the circumference equal to the perimeter, but for the curved shapes. So I could use the word circumference to take the distance all over outside the circle. Okay, here we have some rules which say the circumference equal to pi r. What is the meaning of pi? Pi is a relation between the diameter and the circumference. Okay, so yes. So here I have the radius, which is in the red color, okay, and the diameter, which is here, okay. The others are chords, we don't use it. So here we will say the circumference equal to pi multiplied by the radius, 2 pi multiplied by the radius. Or if I have the length of the diameter, it will be pi multiplied by the diameter. Okay, so I have two rules to calculate the circumference. One of them is 2 pi r and the other is pi d. I'll use the first one if I have the radius length, and I'll use the second one if I have the diameter length. So we could say that pi equal circumference divide the diameter. Okay, and it's a certain value. We will use it like a certain value, which is 22/7 or 3.14. Okay, here I have another rule. I could use it too. Diameter equal circumference divide pi, and the radius equal circumference divide 2 pi. Okay, these rules from our previous year. Let's start our lesson. Area of the circle. Okay, at the beginning, we said that circumference is taking the length outside of the circle, while the area is taking all this area, all the distance here inside the circle. So the area will have another rule, which is pi multiplied by radius up to power 2. Pi multiplied by radius up to power 2. So here we have the circumference and the area. Circumference, which means around the circle. Area here, inside all the circle, all these yellow parts. Let's go to see exercise, how to solve or to use these rules. Exercise 1. Find the area of a circle with radius length 10 centimeters, where pi equals 3.14. Okay, I know that here I have radius with 10 centimeters. How could I use this information to calculate the area? Okay, first I put the rule, which is area equals pi r power 2. Pi r power 2 equals. Now start to substitute with the values. I told you that in the problem pi equals 3.14. So substitute with this value instead of the symbol of pi. It will be 3.14 multiplied by the radius length, which is 10 centimeter up to the power 2. Again, it will be 3.14 multiplied by 10 up to power 2. Put all this formula on your calculator to calculate the area. So it will be 314. 314 what? 314 centimeter squared. We always use the unit squared. Why? Because here it's an area, while in the circumference we will just say centimeters. That's all, because it's a length. While here, when we calculate area, it will be centimeters squared. Our unit must be squared. Another example, exercise number 2. A circle M of a radius length 4 centimeter is divided into 5 equal sectors. Calculate the area of one sector where pi equals 3.14. Okay, I have a circle, but I don't want the whole area. I just want a part of it. And I know that this circle is divided into 5 equal sectors. Okay, sectors, it means a part of, but they are equal. Here in the circle, we use the word sectors, okay? So I'll start by calculating the area of the circle. Calculating the area of the whole circle by using the same rules, which is area equal pi r power 2 equals 3.14 multiplied by 4 up to power 2. Use your calculator to calculate these values. It will be 50.24 centimeter square. Okay, now I have the area of the whole circle, but I don't want this. I want just a part of it. Part. Okay, ask yourself, I divide the circle for how many parts? For 5 parts. So I'll take the whole area and I'll divide it by 5 to have the area of just one part. So area of one sector, it will be 50.24 divide 5 equal 10.048 centimeter squares. Of course, the unit will be squared because we are talking about area. Another example, example 3. If the circumference of a circle is 44 centimeter, find its surface area, where pi equal 22 over 7. So you must use the value which I said about it in the pi, which I give it to you instead the value of the pi, okay? You must use it. Don't switch it with 3.14. Here, I give you the circumference of the circle, while I'm asking you to calculate the area. How? I'll start by using the rule of the circumference, and after that, I'll go to use to calculate the area. We said that the circumference equal 2 pi r. So, to calculate the radius, we will say radius equal circumference divide 2 pi. Okay? Now, I have the circumference, but I want to calculate the radius length. So, I'll say radius equal circumference divide 2 pi, which means radius equal 44 divide 2 multiplied by 22 over 7 equals 7 centimeters. 7 centimeters represent the radius. 7 centimeters represents the radius length. So I'll take this length and I'll use it or substitute it in the rule of the area, which will be area equals pi r power 2 equals 22 over 7 multiplied by 7 up to power 2 equals 154 centimeter squared. Okay, we use the circumference rule to have the radius length. After that, we take the radius length and we substitute it in the areas rule to find the area of the circle. Our last example here, calculating area of shaded parts. How could I calculate the area of the shaded parts? In any shaded parts, we have two shapes, but I want the shaded parts only. Area of, for example, here, I have this circle, which is the orange one, and this circle, which is the yellow one. But I don't want the area of the orange or the area of the yellow. I just want this orange part, which I can see it. Look here, around it. So I have 3 steps. If I ask you to calculate the area of shaded part, we have 3 steps. Will never change. I'll calculate the area of the greater shape. After that, calculate the area of the smaller shape and subtract them. Okay? I'll calculate the area of the greater one. After that, calculate the area of the smaller one. Subtract them to have this shaded part or this orange part. Okay? Let's see our example. Example 4, find the area of the shaded parts where pi equal 22 over 7. Here in our part, I have a rectangle and a circle. The rectangle, its length and width are 10 and 7 centimeters. And of course, the rectangle is the greater one. So I'll start by calculating the area of the rectangle. Do you remember the rule? It's length multiplied by width. So it will be 7 times 10 equal 70 centimeters squared. Okay, this is our first area, the area of the greater shape. After that, I want to calculate the area of the circle, the smaller shape. Do I have the diameter or the radius length? Of course not. But take care. The rectangle is touching the border of the circle. So this 7 centimeter represents the diameter. Why? Because I'm touching it. If I touch a circle from up and down, it means the diameter length. So here I have the diameter length, which will be 7 centimeter. But I want the radius length to calculate the area. So I'll divide 7 by 2. It will be 3.5. Now I'll start to calculate the area of the circle. Area of the circle equals pi r power 2 equals 22 over 7 multiplied by 3.5 up to power 2 equals 38.5 centimeters squares. Now I have the area of the greater shape and the area of the smaller shape. Just subtract them to have the area of the shaded part. So area of shaded part will be 70 minus 38.5 equals 31.5 centimeters square. Thank you for joining me today and see you soon.